Hello everybody and welcome to TJonesGaming. My name is Tori. Today we are setting our lineup for week 13 in fantasy football. So let's just start going through things. And if you recall, Davante Adams scored like 28 points last week. So I'm going to be taking a look at him, but we're keeping Cam Newton. We're not going to change him, but let's read what it says. Seattle has given up the 7th fewest points to quarterbacks this season, so we're still keeping him. Let's see, Julio Jones, who of course we're keeping too. Okay, Kansas City has given up the most fantasy points to wide receivers this season. Good. So hopefully he'll score some points. Sterling Shepard is our wide receiver here. He wasn't, oh, come on now. Sterling Shepard wasn't targeted in New York's Week 12 win over the Browns. Yikes. Hasn't heard from Week 13. He's given up the two wide receivers. So they've not given up a lot of points. And last Sunday, he wasn't targeted. So let's look at what he actually scored. Less 2 points. Yeah. I really wish I'd had Davante Adams in instead of him. So do we think that's going to repeat again? We have our other wide receiver down here, Michael Floyd. So he had an injury, so he wasn't doing much the first half. He's scheduled to get 11.4. Sterling Shepard, 13.08. Gosh, I think I might bench Sterling Shepard, but gosh, Michael Floyd didn't do well either last week. But you know what, I'm putting in Davante. Let's see what they're up against here. Oh, the 3rd fewest fantasy points to wide receivers this season. But I feel like, he did well last week, right? So, don't you think that they would... Oh, Delaney Walker has a bye week. Gosh, that's a bummer. So don't you think that they would focus on him? I'm doing it. I'm putting Davante Adams in. It could be a mistake, but it's like, I don't know. And I'm just banking on the fact that maybe they'll play him and throw to him a lot because he did so well last week. Maybe he's on a roll, right? That's actually going to drop our points down. So we were just about dead even with baby Jesus in projected points. But we know the projected points are basically meaningless. Of course, we're keeping Le'Veon Bell in. And we picked up this Christine Michael, but he's got a real low probability of playing. Did he even play last week? He got 0.4. So he wants to play, but does it mean... It says Christine Michael said he knows enough of the Packers playbook to contribute to Monday nights, but they didn't barely play him. Houston has given up the 11th most fantasy points to running backs this season. He's so new to their team. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, we got Stephon Diggs here now. Oh, sorry, I've called this guy Steven Shepard. I called him Stephon Shepard. I got confused. Sterling Shepard. Got confused in my last video when I was calling him Stephon Shepard. And then I was like, but Stephon Diggs is benched. So he didn't play. So it was good that we benched him. I remember debating about whether to bench him. He's ready to return. He practiced again. He's going to play Thursday. They think he's going to play Thursday. And what are they up against? Giving up the 5th most fantasy points to wide receivers. Gosh, I feel like Davante Adams is going to play. It's a gamble, but I'm putting Stephon Diggs in for Michael Floyd, who also did not do well last week. We don't have much in terms of running backs. James White didn't do very well for us. Le'Veon Bell we're keeping, of course. James White did not do very well for us, I feel like. Let's see what options we have for running backs. Jeremy Langford. We drop him and pick him up all the time. Yeah, most fantasy. Ooh, I think we should get him. We failed to catch both his targets. Sunday. Ryan Matthews, questionable. We've had him and dropped him. Gosh, I think maybe Jeremy Langford might be the way to go. Let's look what the big boys have to say. It's not showing up on ESPN. Not showing up on NFL. And who else do we have there? James White. Let's see what it says about White. And no. So White's not showing up either. I'm going to pick up Jeremy Langford. And we're going to drop White. Right? We're never running McManus. Let's drop McManus as our kicker. And we'll take a look. Did it go through? No, it hasn't gone through yet. It's a bummer. We'll have to keep our eye out. And hopefully we'll have an opportunity to add Jeremy Langford to our lineup. We're gonna pull James White and swap in Jeremy Langford. Now we need to find a tight end. So we'll filter for tight ends. Julius Thomas. Week 12, he's ruled out, but we're on week 13 now, right? Questionable for week 13. Let's see. Let's filter for tight ends and see if what they say about Thomas. Julius Thomas, 4.5. Alright, he's not coming up on NFL. Dwayne Allen. Look at Zach Miller. Oh, injured reserve. He put up a lot of points. About Vance McDonald. Let's see if we can drop down here. There's Gronkowski. We tried to pick him up at the beginning of the year. This is Dwayne Allen. Cooks on both lists. Millard, McDonald, Mickey D's. Let's go down a little bit and look at some of these, like Feeder Wicks, Fido. So he's looking promising. Let's look at Davis. Okay, let's see what this says about CJ Federwicks. Giving up the 8th most fantasy points to tight ends. What about Cook? 4th fewest fan. I think we're gonna try and pick up Federwicks. And we're gonna drop the New York Jets. Let's edit the priority, and because we really need a tight end. So, so the plan is Cam Newton, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, Le'Veon Bell, Jeremy Langford, CJ Feuderwitz, Stephon Diggs, Justin Tucker, and the Minnesota Vikings defense. So that's the plan. Oh, look, right now we're projected to win. So that's the plan. Hopefully these waivers will go through in time. We're going to need to change our name also. What is a good name? Alright, we're going to go with something simple. Get Rekt. We're going to change our name to. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Go ahead and tune in next week, and we'll have the results. I feel good about this one as long as we can get those waivers taken care of. So go ahead and like the channel, subscribe, and until next time, take it easy.